Welcome to Big Daddy Storytime. We're reading Thomas and Friends, Annual 2003. Percy's Promise. Summer is a very busy time of year on the island of Sodar, where Thomas and his engine friends work. People come from far and wide to enjoy holidays on the island. Some of them like to go to the mountains, and some of them like to go to the valleys. Children love to visit the beaches, especially when the sun is shining. One summer morning, Thomas was puffing along the line that runs along the coast. His two coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, were packed with children on their way to the seaside. The children were very happy to be going out for the day, and Thomas and his coaches were very happy to be taking them. Percy was taking some trucks to the harbor when he met Thomas. "Hello, Thomas," said Percy. "You look as if you're enjoying yourself. I wish I could take the children out for the day instead of pulling these old trucks." "I think I can make your wish come true," said Thomas. "I'm busy this evening, so I can't take the children home again, but the station master said I can ask you to take them instead. But you have to promise that you will. I can't let them down." "Of course I will," said Percy. "I promise I'll take the children home for you. It'll be fun." Later on, Percy saw Harold the helicopter. Harold thinks he's much better and more modern than the old-fashioned engines. "Sorry I can't talk," Harold said in his very important way. "I'm on high alert. There's some bad weather on the way, and my special help is always needed. You know, I'm off." "Pah!" puffed Percy. "Bad weather indeed. As long as I've got my wheels and rails to run on, I can go anywhere in any weather. Goodbye, bird brain." Percy was on his way to the beach when he met Edward. "Be careful," said Edward. "There's a big storm coming." "I will," said Percy, "but I've got to bring the children home, no matter how bad the weather is. I made a promise to Thomas, and I have to keep it." The children had a lovely day on the beach, but by the time Percy arrived, the sun had gone in, and there were big dark clouds filling the sky. Annie and Clarabelle were glad to see Percy, and everyone got on board as quickly as they could. They were just in time because as soon as Percy steamed off, down came the rain. Big spots pitter-pattered on Percy and ran down his boiler. He was very, very wet indeed. "Ugh!" shivered Percy, thinking of his nice dry shed. "I hate the rain." Percy struggled on past the villages on the coast, and the rain got heavier and heavier. Then he steamed out into the countryside. It was raining harder than ever, and the water in the river was rising fast. The wind blew the rain into Percy's face. "Oh, I wish I could see, I wish I could see," said Percy as he battled against the wind. Poor Percy was having a terrible time, but there was worse to come. "Oh no," said Percy. "Now the big wet raindrops are putting out my fire." Percy's driver and fireman had to find some more wood for his fire. Soon it was burning well again, and Percy started to feel a bit more warm and comfortable. Then he saw Harold up in the clouds. "Oh no," said Percy. "Harold's come to laugh at me." Something dropped out of the sky and thudded on Percy's boiler. "It hurt." "Ow!" said Percy. "There's no need for Harold to throw things at me." "Harold isn't throwing things at you," said Percy's driver. "It's a little parachute. He's dropping down some hot drinks for us. Some little brave. Oh, is that it? I see," said Percy. "Thank you, Harold." "I'm glad to help," said Harold, and he whirled away. The rain came down harder and harder, and water lapped at Percy's wheels. He was losing steam, but he carried on. He was very brave. I promised," Percy panted. I promised." Brave little Percy made one last big effort, and at last he got the train home. He was very, very tired, but very, very pleased too. Thomas was there to meet him. "Well done, Percy," said Thomas. "You kept your promise despite the storm." Just then Harold arrived with the Fat Controller. First he thanked the driver and the fireman. Then he thanked Percy. "Harold told me all about the storm," the Fat Controller told Percy. "He said you were, just wizard. He said he's better than you at some things, but not at being a submarine." "Well, I don't know about you being a submarine, but I do know that you're a really useful engine, Percy." Percy felt very happy and very proud. "Oh, thank you, sir," he said, "and thank you, Harold." What have we learned today, my friends? We learned from Thomas and his friends that helping others is something friends do, just like Harold helped Percy. Have a joyful day, my friends. Be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more Big Daddy Story Time. God bless.